Greetings world, it is I, Andrew, the bearded lady from the hairy Game Lords, and for Zatu Games I'm going to review for you Dragonrealm from Gamewright. Before I tell you my thoughts, let's go over to the table and find out how to play.
Okay, so this is a very basic look at how to play Dragonrealm. Everybody will have this kind of setup going on. So you have a stack of the Dragonrealm cards here, which you are working through. A new one of these comes out when one of these has been won. Let's just have a little closer look at one of these cards. So these are the locations. Now, as you can see on here, really beautiful picture. And then we have all of these spaces. Now, this is a level 3 Dragonrealm adventure sort of location. So they're the harder ones to defeat. You will need to place, or people will need to place meeples onto here that look like this. Here he is with his shield. Good times. So, they will be placed on there, and then when the card is won, the card basically has all of these spaces filled. Now, some of these spaces can be filled with the pesky little goblins over there, and they will basically fill up these spaces, clogging up the spaces, and they could possibly have the majority at the end, and therefore the card and all of its benefits will be lost. But let's see, what happens is the person who has the majority of meeples on here will get the 6 points. The second place will get the 5, and then the winner will also take this card and they will get these 4 dragon stones. The person at the end of the game with the most dragon stones will get themselves an additional 5 victory points, or they're the treasure tokens. What happens is there are 3 different things that you can do to get onto this card. You can sneak on, you can search, or you can storm. Now, any location that has a gold ring around it means that if you are victorious in that element, then you can place 2 meeples instead of 1, which is very, very handy. So what happens when we want to sneak into a location? To sneak into a location, you will need from your adventure cards. So everybody at the beginning of the game is dealt 5 adventure cards. These are the red back cards, and there's a draw pile there with 2 additional cards out. So with a sneak, you will choose from your hand cards that are in an order, so numerical order. So as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I would do then, I would say, right, I'm going to sneak into Halfling Hideout. And I'd place down my adventure cards like so. And because I've placed 4, I now get to use 4 dice. Now, these dice are very nice looking, as you can see. So I would get to roll these 4 dice. Now, these don't go up to 6. Instead, there is 1, 2 2s, 2 3s, and 1 4. So what I need to do now is I will roll these 4. And I'm looking to get a total of 7 or above to be victorious in this, or successful in this sneak. So as you can see, I got 9 from this dice roll. Good times. Which means that I succeeded in that and was able to not only place 1 meeple, but because it was gold ring, I could place 2 meeples. These cards now that I've used were successful, and they go into the discard pile. Now then, if I wanted to, for instance, search on my go, and this is really helpful, you get a very handy little turn summary. So if I wanted to search, then I would have to use the same number. So maybe later on, when I have drawn the cards up and I have got 3 of the same number, or anywhere up to 5 of the same number, Again, I would take the 3 dice. I would give them a roll. And then that's brilliant, look at that. 2 4s and a 2, that's 8. So if I was going on here, I would have been victorious there. If I was going there, all of them would have been successful, and I would have placed a meeple onto a location. Finally, the storm is you need all of the same colour cards. So they can be in any order you like, but they all need to be the same colour. So that's one of the actions that you can do on your go. You can explore. Also, you could choose to rest, and on your rest go, you take 2 cards from the adventure deck. Now, you could take these 2 cards that are out here, or you could take a card from there, or 2 cards from there. Maybe you want to take this 12. So you could take the 12, and then this card would be replaced straight away. But as you can see, it is a goblin card. So as soon as the goblin cards come out, a goblin enters an area. So as you can see, this one directs us to the middle. And so we would place a goblin into the middle location. And it's, as you can see, it's starting to fill up there quite quickly. This card then is discarded and another card is put in its place. And the person can continue their rest go by choosing another card, either one of the cards from here or a blind card. So they would probably pick a blind card. There is a hand limit, and as soon as you reach that hand limit, you need to sort that out straight away and discard down. There are also these enhancement powers. So everybody starts off with either one of these, or 2 of these at the beginning of the game. They can start off with 2 1-powered ones, or they can start off with 1 2-powered ones. And if they want to use this enhancement, they need to say so before they roll the dice on their go. So, as you can see, the Potion of Invisibility adds 1 to all sneaks, and at the end of the game, it's worth 1 coin, or 1 victory point. The game continues then until the last card, which is always a green and it's a dragon card, is won. And when this card is complete, then we go into counting up the dragon stones. Person with the most dragon stones gets 5 victory points or 5 coins, and then the person with the most coins at the end of the game wins. Just one last thing to point out. If I was ever unsuccessful in my exploration, then what would happen is a meeple would come and sit on this card here. Now, this is the Adventure Alley, and on the reverse side there is the Adventurers Academy. And it's recommended that when you start off, maybe you play with this one, but I would say that if you are used to gaming, then this is a much better side to start off with. For every 2 meeples that are on this card here, you can remove them from the card, plus you need to give a adventure card in, and you can get an extra enhancement. This one here, you can get a 1-powered enhancement, or if you want to get a 2-powered enhancement, you need to pay 2 coins or 2 victory points to do so. And at the end of the game, if you have any meeples left on this card, they are worth a dragon stone at the end of the game. On this side, also worth a dragon stone, but you can only have a maximum of 3 dragon stones. It doesn't matter how many more meeples you have on this card. That is very basic how to play Dragonrealm. Let's go back and see what I think about it.
Okay, so a relatively easy game to play. The component quality of this is really nice. The cards are really nice. The artwork is beautiful. Even the meeples are really nice quality, and the coins also. So all round, you've got a really strong component-filled game. As I said, that artwork is just lovely, and it features across all of the cards, whether it's the adventure cards, the advanced power cards, or the location cards as well. Now this game is for ages 10 plus and it takes about 30 minutes to play. This is a great game for families and for new gamers. It's also a good game and carries enough weight for a games group as well. The fact that this game takes place over a number of different rounds is brilliant. If you were to play this game for maybe longer than 30 minutes, it might begin to drag, but that doesn't happen because of the mechanic in going through a certain amount of cards. What's also great about that is you only get to go through a few cards, and there are many cards that come with the game. So there's lots of replayability in this box. I really like the mechanics of the fact that you are collecting adventure cards, but yet the numbers on those adventure cards don't go towards your exploration. They are all about the dice and how many dice you get to use. I like the 3 different ways: the sneak, the search, and the storm. I like the alliteration on that, but I also like the way that you can use all of the cards in different ways to be able to get those essential dice. And of course those advanced powers help out when needed for maybe an extra roll or an extra point gained when you need it most. I also like this little element here, the Adventurer's Alley or the Academy. This is great for those people that may feel like a little bit of the underdog. Their dice roll didn't help and they failed, so they get to place their thing on here, and although their go was wasted that turn, good things can come along like more enhanced powers, just to give you that extra hand up if you're lagging behind in the game. So check out Zatu for a fantastic Zatu price on this game and get it involved. It's a fantastic enhancement to anyone's collection.